Good morning, everybody. I'm Michelle. I'm president here at Commercial Investigations, and I want to welcome you to our fifth Leading the Way webinar series. I'm here with our leads today, and today's topic for our webinar series is CIware report customization. This actually happens to be Patricia Riley's favorite feature of CIware. So let me start by telling you a little bit more about Patricia. She's been with Commercial Investigations for 4.5 years. Her role with the company is lead criminologist. She's the main person on reviewing all criminal record hits that the other investigators review. Patricia has a son, Oliver, who sometimes likes to speak in. He knows where his mom's microphone is and likes to have a lot of fun and say hi to us regularly. She recently adopted a dog, Theodore. He likes to spend time in his crate during the day, so we probably won't get a chance to see him. So as I said, her favorite thing in CIware is report customization. She's going to spend about 15-20 minutes today with you showing you some tips and tricks on that. And then she's available for one-on-one as well. Then we have Brittany Timber. Brittany is another lead investigator with Commercial Investigations. She's actually our lead initiator. So what does that mean? Well, Brittany initiates the background checks. So she takes the names and addresses from the Social Security number address verification, and she puts in the other searches, the other healthcare comply pluses, the other criminal record searches, making sure all names and jurisdictions according to your specific policy are followed. So that's what an initiator does. And Brittany's a lead. She trains other initiators. Brittany's favorite thing, as I would expect in CIware, is the viewing of the Social Security number results we were just talking about. So she's reviewing those every day throughout the day and adding the appropriate searches off of those. So she just really loves how that data pops up and how she's able to quickly make those determinations and move your background checks along. Brittany has a couple of dogs. They're a little shy, so we might not see them, but one is named Tundra, and I only remember that because I'm from Green Bay. I'm from Wisconsin, and the Green Bay Packers play in the frozen tundra. So that's how I remember her dog's name. Then we have Yvette Austin. She's another lead with us. Yvette heads up the verification. So she's our lead verification specialist. That's the employment, education, reference verifications that are done. But she also heads up the drug testing. So when it comes to asking her, what's your favorite thing in CIware? She really loves how user-friendly the drug testing ordering system is for our clients. And I recently let her know about a future upgrade coming where the applicant can have control over their drug test scheduling. So she's really excited about that as well. She's been with Commercial Investigations for 6 years. It'll be 6 years in August, actually. Yvette has a cat named Ella who has the prettiest tail, and that cat will walk across her keyboard, but all you'll see is the tail. So if you watched, you're going to see a multicolored tail, and that's Ella. And then, of course, we have with us Rachel Raphael. Rachel has been with us for 3 years this past February. She started as an investigator, but slowly we learned that she's very good at marketing and she has great graphic abilities. So Adobe Illustrator, beware, Rachel has control. So then when it comes to talking to Rachel, what's your favorite thing in CIware? Well, because she's an investigator at heart, she loves how the Healthcare Comply Plus is automated and the research is easier. But truly, she really likes the CIware announcement marketing feature about it. When you log in and you see the CIware announcement, Rachel's the person who's worked on that and put that up for you. She's our lead business development person and as well as investigator, so she does do some investigative duties. And Rachel has a couple of dogs. You rarely ever see or hear them, and they get the best pet awards when it comes to commercial investigation. So we talked about a few other favorite features when it comes to our CIware software, and these are kind of back-end features, but we have a client view option that I can get to with. I'm sorry, I think I accidentally muted myself. Okay. All right, so when you call in and you say, I'm seeing this, we have a button we click and we can quickly see what you're seeing. So we can be quicker with our customer service, see what you're seeing and be more effective with servicing you. So that's another one of our favorite features behind the scenes. And then we have what we call the traveling box. It travels with us, and when we quickly look at it, we can see a subject's additional identifiers and more information about the report. So it makes it quicker and easier if we're doing an education verification and they're like, oh, we don't have anything on that name. It's like, oh, well, right here's another name. Could you check that? So we call it the traveling box. So a couple of things that you don't see on the back end, but that help us. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Patricia Riley, and she's going to talk about CIWare report customization. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoy this.
Thanks, Michelle. All right, I'm going to get out of this because I'm going to be in our software. Okay. So like Michelle said, this is one of my favorite features. It was fairly new. It came around, I think last June is when we got it. And it's just been really user-friendly and kind of very, very effective, as well as allowing us to help our clients more. I have a couple of different clients who utilize it really well. One sets it up by each of her end users. She has a lot of end users, so she's the head of the HR. She wants to see what is going on in each individual end user's reports. And that's one of the features that you can set up is just, she has it set up as this person's view, this person's view, this person's view. I have another client who has one set up where it's all hits, and she's dubbed that one liar, liar, do not hire. That's one of my favorites. You can name them whatever you want. They don't have to be as extravagant as that. And then I have another client who has set up as pending, invitations, ones that are clear, so they're all green, ones that have hits, so they're all red. And that's kind of what I'm going to go through today, is showing you how to set those up so that you're able to kind of customize them. So in order to customize your reports, you would just go to your reports and check individuals. Now, the software is set as default to legacy, and that was when the software was first developed. They did it alphabetically. So usually the first change I always make is I will check one of the filters and change it to the most recent update. So I'm going to show you that legacy view really quick. So we're in our CI Times account here, so you'll see a lot of our CI Times characters who have reports. Okay, so the first filter that I always put in is this sort by. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. So I usually sort by last update and then descending. That change will put the newest reports at the top, because like I said, the default is alphabetical. Once you get a lot of reports in there, it tends to get a little cumbersome trying to find the individual that you're looking for, especially if they're a more recent one and you've been in the software for many, many years. So in order to affect that change, you need to apply the filter changes. So now it has the ones with the most recent updates at the top. So that's just one of the things, if you don't want to make a total custom report view, a really simple fix to allow you to view those differently. If you don't want to go through the filter version, all of these little columns here, one, they're drag and drop. You can move them around however you like. So if you want the report progress over here, you can move them around. But you can just actually just click on the last update. So the first time you click it, it'll put the oldest at the top. And then the second time you click it, it'll put the newest at the top. So it just kind of flip-flops based on how you click it. That little caret right there will tell you which way it's going. Okay, so the next one I'm going to show you is this pending version. So I've already set this up, but I'm going to go over the different filters and columns that you can use to set up a pending view. This particular pending view includes ones that are draft orders or just pending in general, so they've been ordered and we're working on it, as well as the invitations for the applicant quick invite. And that's a really nice feature that they've added to our report view. It used to just have its own individual space. It's still there. We have the manage outstanding applicant invitations as well as the deprecated one. However, you can include it just in your regular report view. So in order to do that, we're going to go to our filters again. So this is where it gets a little finicky, but this is how we would set it up. So if you want just the pending ones, you would uncheck complete, because complete is already checked in there. Have it selected as pending, and then we want invitation status, so waiting and expired. I like to include the expired because the default for the applicant quick invite is it sends out the email 5 days in a row. After that, it expires, and then you can actually resend it from that report view, which is a nice feature that we have. So even if it's expired, you can still get it back out to the subject without having to refill out the form. And then just include all the disposition colors just because that allows you to see everything. Just a quick thing, if you do want to set it up for just a view of an individual end user, you would select that particular end user and then apply the filter changes, and that'll just set it up for that end user. So if you want to divide it by end user, this is the box that you would use. If you want to select more than one end user, you just hit Control and it selects more than one. And again, you would apply those filter changes. So quickly, I just want to go over columns. We just had an update to our software last month, and they've added a lot more columns than we used to have, which is that's a super nice feature that they have. They've also divided them up. They used to just be all over the place. They weren't really organized. So the top part is subject and applicant information. So these are the boxes that the subject will fill in the applicant quick invite. Now, not all of these are maybe visible on the applicant quick invite based on client packages. Sometimes we'll remove them. So when we go over that initial training, we let our clients know, hey, this is customizable. We can make these required fields. We can hide them completely. It's really up to you guys how you want that view to look and what the subject fills out. So not all of these might be filled out, but it's a nice thing to kind of go through and check. You can put the address in there if you need their address, the social security number. So I have one client who searches by the last 4 social security number. So that's one of the features that they use in order to locate their individuals faster, driver's license, whether or not their state of birth, their date of birth, and if they have any admitted convictions. So these are just subject information ones that you can select. The next section is the invitation portal. This tells you where they are. I recommend having the invitation phone. So if we have it set up for the text message for you, as well as the email, that allows you to kind of see both of those, and then you can resend either by the phone or by the email. Where they are, so if there's a response received, that means they're done, they've completed it. Invitation status says where they are, so if they've just opened it, it'll say like viewed. If they've gone through the majority of it and they're at the point where they're signing documents, it says multi-signature, and then it just tells you where they are in the process, which is another nice feature. Times, how many times it's already been sent, so you can see where they are before it expires. And then at the very top of that times email sent, it'll actually have the date of the last one that was sent. So these are nice ones when you're doing the pending. Job information. This is a completely new section. I don't have a lot of clients using it, but it allows them to do it by job title. So if they put in a specific job title in that invitation, you can sort it by job title. And then the order status. So order, like I said, I always check this last update. I like to have that one on there. Whether or not there's a new update, dispositions by component type, that's a new one that they've added. The flags, those are the little red flags that pop up if there are hits. And then the report progress bar. So these are mostly default, but you can go in, you can uncheck if you don't want too many on there, or select additional ones. And then billing identifiers. So if you have an organization where you have a lot of billing identifiers or different locations that we've set up for you, you can actually set that up by the billing identifiers and then sort this. These are really nice to do because there is a way to download that view into an Excel spreadsheet, which I'll show in a little bit. So especially if you have different locations and select those billing identifiers, it allows you to download that, and then you can, in the spreadsheet, sort by your billing identifiers. so I'm just gonna unclick that so it shows me my report view. So again, this is the pending one. I have this draft order that tells me they've already completed it. I just have to go in and order. The waiting means that they're waiting to fill it out. And then if I go through, let's go through and just order it really quick. So I'm going to continue my order just so you can see that the pending one goes into that progress bar there. All right, so we're going to go back to my list here. And there it is. So now I have my waiting invitation, my draft orders, and then the actual pending ones. So if you want one separate from your invitations, it's again a filter change. So you would just not include any of the invitation status. If you want with that pending orders that are ordered, and then invitation status orders that are waiting. So it's again a customizable feature. So the next one that I'm going to go over are my clears. Any report that have no hits, they're all clear. It's again a nice feature to just have everybody who's clear, good to go. So for the filters, you're going to want complete so that you don't have anyone pending in there, and then select green. Like I said, the others are already selected, so I just want to kind of go over one of the finicky things about the software. When you're unselecting it, it does this lock thing, it does this no thing, and then clear. Click it till you get that clear box, otherwise it might mess up what exact form you're trying to set up there. And again, you would update by last update and descending if that's how you want to view them. And don't forget to apply the filter changes or it goes away. So, yeah. And the same with any, if you've archived any reports, you can actually view any of your archived reports there. And then for the hits, we're going to go to our filters. It's the same, it's hitting complete, and then making sure you select the red and deselect any of the other ones. So let's say we've gone through, let's go to columns. Let's add a column here. Sure. Why not? Let's add admin convictions. All right, so we're going to close our columns here. I'm just going to move things around. Okay, so I've just moved some things. We'll say I added a column, I've changed it, and you've already set up your filters. Now you're ready to actually create your report. You would click this create report, and then you would give it a name. So I'm going to name this one test. If you have one that you're updating and adding additional filters or adding additional columns, you would just put update this report since it's already in like a report view. You don't have to rename it, you just select update, and that'll allow you to update the report without having to rename it and create a lot of other ones. But for this one, I'm just going to create a new one for right now. So we're going to save that new report. Tells you that it's saved. And then if you want to select which one is your default view, you're going to click on this Manage Reports. And then in here, it has all the legacy, different versions of the legacy ones, and then any of your custom ones. So if you want your pending to be the one that you're looking at, you would select the pending. Let's say we want that test one I just set up. And we're going to select that little radio dial there. So there's nothing to save. It'll just automatically save it for the next time that you click on your reports or log in. The other feature that we have, we're a SysOps, so we can actually share any custom reports that you set up with different end users within your account. And that's what this button is that you're seeing. So that's because we're SysOps. So if there is a custom report set that you've created and you want to share with the other end users in your organization, you would just send us a quick email or reach out to us by phone, and we can actually set that up to share with the other end users so that everybody has the option to see all those views. So not everyone has to set it up, and then they can make their own changes to it so that they can have their own custom reviews if there's certain filters or different columns that they want to just look at. So we're going to go back. Okay, and then just a quick navigation. If you don't want to have to go to manage reports or anything like that to view your other ones, you can just click on this drop down here and it'll take you to any of the other ones that you have. So we're going to go back to our pending one. So I was talking about the Excel spreadsheet. We have that download CSV. This is nice when you're creating pivot tables or if you have to kind of get a quick view, what's still pending first thing in the morning, if anything's been completed from the day before. You can kind of do a quick status and then download and create pivot tables from the CSV. And again, that's a feature that I really, really enjoy because it allows, I have one client who does this every day. It gives them their quick view of what's going on, where we are in the process, and then they can make their own pivot tables or they can, you know, just update who they need to update on the status of everybody. I'm gonna pull that up. So I didn't select the billing identifiers, but billing identifiers would be one of these columns. So you could just sort your column based on billing identifier. Okay. Oop, I just downloaded that again and I didn't mean to. Okay, and then just one other quick thing about the report view that I wanted to go over are these little buttons on the side here. If you don't want to click on the name and pull up the full page in another window, we actually have this really great feature of summary. And this kind of tells you what is still pending in the report and what's completed. It gives you a quick overview of everything that's done or if there's things that are still pending. So you don't have to open up the full report to get a quick view on what's going on in the actual report that we're working on. And then if you don't want to have too many open, you just hit close. So, and you can also access the PDF version of the report here. So these are just one of the things, like that's a feature that I don't know if too many people look at, but I really like that summary version because it allows you to just quick glance. You don't have to open the full report, wait for it to load. Okay. That's what I have. So now I'm going to just open it up if there's any questions or anything that you want me to go over again or show you, or if you have any questions in general. Okay. If you have any questions, you can always email us, or if you want, again, like Michelle said, if you want a one-on-one, I can do that too. I can set it up so that you have the option to have a one-on-one and go over it in detail about setting up your custom report views. And as always, we just, like Patricia said, want to throw up our contact information here. So if a question does come about later on that you just think of, definitely give us a call at our 800 number or our 518 number. And of course, you can email our staff account as well that Brittany usually monitors, but that we all have a hand in. So we're here for you guys. And thanks again for joining us. Our next sixth installment of our CI Leading the Way webinar will be Thursday, May 28th at 2:30, and it'll be hosted by yours truly. We'll be doing website overview and client services, and I hope to see you guys there. And of course, if you want to see any past webinar recordings, you can visit the link below. There's some more information, and all recordings. This one will be up there shortly as well. So thank you.
Raphael actually sent us a
Just asked
chat.
about that.
So yes, they are. Anytime you want to view a past one, you can definitely visit that website at the bottom, and they'll be all available there.
And it's also a link from our homepage. If you see what there's on our homepage, we talk about COVID-19 and we say, check out what we've been up to. And if you click on that verbiage, it'll take you right to that page as well, in case you don't want to write it down right now.
Right. Thanks, Michelle.
Yep.
You can also click in it from the reminders, right? The reminder emails that go out. There's
Yes,
a link
it's
down
included
there.
in those too, yeah. So if you've missed any or you want to catch up or get other people in your organization to catch up, we have them
So-
all up there for you.
Where on the homepage again? I'm looking for it. Under announcements?
Oh, not the homepage of the software, the homepage of our website. So commercialinvestigationsllc.com.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yep. Hold
I don't know if I've ever been there.
Can be a new experience today.
on.
Thanks, Debbie. I see your comments there. Thanks for your time. This is a great opportunity to learn more about what we have to offer. But if you ever have any thoughts, oh, I wonder if it can do this, don't hesitate to reach out because our software is very customizable.
Yay. So it's this section here, right on the homepage of our website. You just click that. It takes you to our lovely webinars.
Contacting, let's check out what we've been up to. There we go.
Yep. And then the cloud with the webinar recordings wording.
Is my login for the software the same as my login for this website or no? No, right? I have to set up a new one.
There's no login for this website, Raphael.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you. You too.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Everyone.